All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking Gun Reviews, and I'm breaking a rule tonight. I'm actually watching a Transformers movie. I have not seen anything past the second movie, and yeah, I know Mark Wahlberg's in like some of them or something like that after 3 or 4 or 5. I don't fucking know. All I know is that I don't like these movies, and so watching this. Out of like I don't know, I've heard a couple of people that I respect on YouTube have reviewed this movie, and I just had to see for myself, like, is this what they're talking about? And Bumblebee, I did not hate this movie. In fact, I found myself smiling quite a bit throughout, especially. Like it was cute. It was like Shazam, as far as like, oh, that was cute. But the first, like, let's say 12 minutes of this movie, I had a big grin on my face for a while. I hadn't felt like that in any of the Transformers movies. Did I ever feel that way that I did watch? I never felt like, oh my God, this is what I wanted. I never felt that once. I was just like, oh God, like. I mean, I gave the first Transformers movie a chance, but it's just so fucking bad. But this is not that. And I am pleasantly surprised. Like I said, a big smile. Like the whole Cybertron stuff was just what they need to do that every single time. What's so hard about that? Just do that all the time. So yeah, but then, you know, once it switches gears to Haley Steinfeld's character, who I really like her a lot, ever since True Grit, and The Edge of 17 is fantastic. She's great in that. And so, yeah, anything that starts with the Smiths, a character who listens to the Smiths can't be all bad. Like it's automatically a bonus for me. Now, I don't know how much I buy all that, but whatever. I mean, this soundtrack is pretty good for it's a definite like who's who of 80s bands. And speaking of 80s stuff, this movie feels more like an 80s movie than some 80s movies, and it definitely is way better than movies that are trying to be set in the 80s, that aren't set in the 80s, that are pretending to be in the 80s, if you know what I'm saying. Without, you know, because there is a little heavy-handedness to it at times, like, oh, I've got to see what, you know, like not heavy-handed, but just kind of like when the guy's like, oh, I really need to find out what's happening with Alf, like to no one. He just says it. But it really does have a feel to it of like an 80s movie, and I like that part of it because it felt genuine. It didn't feel like, it felt like an homage to 80s movies, and I hope that they continue this series from this point in the 80s. I think it's fitting for it to be here. I think we just reboot this fucker, right, and just do it right, because this isn't a perfect movie. This isn't even a great movie, but it is pretty good. And I gotta say, I am very, very optimistic for the future of this franchise. The further away I think they get from Michael Bay, the better it is, because there were a few Bay moments, but none of it was the stuff that I guess some of it was what I was worried about, and that's the people. But they kept it down to such a minimum that Charlie's family only has like 1 or 2 scenes that really bugged me, but it's not their fault. I mean, it's the writer's fault. The scene where they're all sitting in front of the TV, eating TV dinners all close and shit. What a load of horse shit. I'm sorry. I wrote it down as bullshit nuclear family scene. It was too hokey. And I was a child of the 80s, and let me tell you something, that didn't happen too often, I'm pretty sure. And then you had the 2 dumbasses out in the middle of nowhere with their car, the trailer park people. And they were complete, like, Michael Bay characters to me. They were just, oh, no, my car, and oh, you don't know, man. I don't know, it was just, that part couldn't be over quick enough. But then that was really it. There was that thing at the end, like, hey, soldier bullshit, that just was like, and a couple of moments of the, like, where the guy's trying to tell her to smile more, giving her a book about smiling. It's very, you could get away with that in the real 80s. This is mocking behavior from the 80s. And there's a difference. And that was a little too, like, don't tell girls to smile. It's like, don't tell anybody to smile. Who gives a shit if a guy, girl, fucking dogs, I don't know. You know, just everybody needs to leave each other alone. John Cena in this, look, I think John Cena is very charming. Yet I don't like pretty much 99% of what I see him in. It's just not my type of thing. I'm not, like I said, I think he's charming. I think there are moments in here that are really great from him. Like the whole, you know, they're called Decepticons. Shouldn't we be worried? So, I mean, they didn't make him completely one-dimensional, but he has the basic, you know, root that he could have been a villain or a hero, and they give him a bit of both. You know, he's a guy that's seen some shit and is scared of it. And then later on, you know, he understands, he gets his life saved by the robot, and then it's all good. Another weird thing is, like, how when they shoot us, we just turn into goo. And when they kill the doctor, like later, like near the end of the movie, and he just goes, it just feels so, like, I don't know, anticlimactic. It just, I don't know. The guy's like, oh, no, and it's just like, I mean, I guess it's kind of funny if you think of it, like, anticlimactically. You'd think because usually everything just blows up, right, in a Michael Bay movie, and instead they kind of go to the Men in Black route, where it just turns into goo. What else do we have here? The way you could follow things. The way you could follow an action sequence, especially like when on Cybertron, like there's so much going on, and you could see what was happening. And when Soundwave pops out Ravager, I just about became excited physically. Not really, but it was pretty fucking great. Just hearing that, and actually hearing the in this movie, and actually feel like it meant something instead of just some, like, throwaway, you know, meta thing. So yeah, I mean, and it ends in a hopeful way, and it ends in a way that doesn't necessarily tell me that it's connecting any way to the Bay movie. So I feel like we've got that going for us. So yeah, and I mean, it sucks that Cliff Jumper got killed already, but, you know, I think they wanted to give the audience somebody that a lot of people would know, but at the same time would think it would really suck that he died. But, you know, I think they needed a important Transformer death, even if it is, you know, like on another planet somewhere. But yeah, this was good. I mean, it's really weird seeing Pamela Adlon in a role where she's not talking about bleaching her asshole or something like that. And actually being like a mother, like a concerned mother, because everything I've ever really seen her in is the opposite of that. So it was I get to say, like, it was a little, like, kind of like weird watching Pamela Adlon be parental. Like, movie parental. Like, she's good on that show that she's on FX, but she's very adult in that. And then this, she's very a homemaker. And I've never seen her that way ever before. So it's kind of, I don't know, cool. I'm talking about Pamela Adlon in a Bumblebee review. So anyway, yeah, that's Bumblebee. I actually would see another movie. They need to give us the full-blown Transformers movie. The real, like, you can have Bumblebee with the people and everything, but we need a movie about Cybertron. We need that movie. They proved they could do it. I don't care. It all looked good. The CGI is fine, but they still want to keep jamming the humans down our throat. But maybe not. Maybe we'll get something that, like, maybe a little bit more, like, I would like 60-40 maybe. How about that? 60-40 Cybertron type stuff. But otherwise, you know, I just got to be happy with this, right? Like, if anything else happens in the Transformers world, I could say the Bumblebee gave us a simple, straightforward Transformers movie with easy to follow action, pretty decent acting, and only a few moments where I groaned. So anyway, that's this. So if you liked it, if you like this review, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Otherwise, this is Rob from Smirking Gun Reviews saying thanks for watching another Waited for Blu-ray, because I kind of forgot to mention that at the beginning. And we'll see you next time.